in the HonklerHangout Marathon session. My name is Yoshi Livo. I'm streaming live 20 miles out of Liberland. And my guest today is Daniel Dabek from SAFEX and Excalibra.com. Daniel, thanks for joining us. I'm very glad that you want to be part of this session. And you have some news for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's dive in. Before I get into it all, just want to say thanks to you for organizing this. What's going to be 20-something hour live stream?
Yes, we're trying 24.
Yeah, you're a big mover and shaker in this space. I really appreciate your fanaticism for crypto. I'm
Cool,
likewise
mate.
fanatic of this stuff, so
I can't help myself, Daniel.
yeah, likewise. So, all right, I'm working. The main thing that I'm working on is SAFEX. So, SAFEX came from when I got into the space of cryptocurrency. I got into it because I wanted to buy products online. I'm not talking the Silk Road. I didn't even know Silk Road existed. But I wanted to buy tea and other things from the United States, and I was on vacation in Mexico, and I wanted to buy those things. And then I started Googling how to do proxy shipping, etc. Someone goes and buys you some stuff and ships it, and that's when I discovered Bitcoin. Actually, it's like the second time I discovered Bitcoin, but for the first time, I'm discovering Bitcoin for what it took my life over, where I kind of gave my life to Bitcoin outside of my local market using a currency that has no border.
Yeah.
You see, and that was the superpower that attracted me into the cryptocurrency realm, Bitcoin specifically. So then I bought some Bitcoins, and then the price started shooting up. All the while I was exploring as a software engineer how Bitcoin fits in a software sense. Then I moved to San Francisco and I came up with the idea for SAFEX. After about a year being in San Francisco, about a year and a half, I always wanted to build some e-commerce solution in cryptocurrency. So what did I come up with? I came up with the currency of let me just raise the font here.
Yeah.
Basically, there's some principles that must be adhered to for a cryptocurrency to be something that we can use in e-commerce. So the currency must be evenly distributed, right?
Yes.
So that's like one of the first things is the currency must be evenly distributed. If you look at Bitcoin, only the first collectors, the first miners, got to experience anything to do with Bitcoin's emission system. So equality-based proof. Thing is, if you're mining Bitcoins today, you can't get any of those Bitcoins really because you're spending exorbitant amounts of money, and the quantities of Bitcoin are so tight that you're hardly ever going to have any kind of, even if you compare Bitcoin to Ethereum is more equality driven than Bitcoin because you can still mine a full block of Ethereum on your graphic cards, for example. So that was one of the pillars of a market in e-commerce based blockchain. Now, the second thing is you have to be able to store the listings in the blockchain. So we have tons of altcoins because people figured out how to store, crypto coin characteristics in the blockchain. We're not really using blockchain for e-commerce yet.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few iterations out there for e-commerce, but they fail on the currency aspect, for example.
Yeah.
Right? And then finally, one of the most important aspects is privacy. So if you have a coin, Bitcoin is the main driver. A good friend of mine lost 4,000 Bitcoins because he was targeted because when he bought a t-shirt, whoever he sent that information to, who he bought the t-shirt from, they knew he had in his wallet, thousands of Bitcoins, and he became target number one.
Yeah.
have saved
Yeah.
his life. Yeah, so
Wow.
you can't be spending your wealth if people could track you down and target you because they could see in the blockchain exactly what your balance is.
Yes.
So privacy is essential. So I came up with these principles over the course of a few years before actually hiring the team and implementing SAFEX, what we know today. So we started actually, the concept started in 2016, 2015, end of 2015 and 2016, this concept emerged on the market. In 2018, we actually started hardcore development of the blockchain, and we are imminently deploying. Like right now, we're in a final test network, if you will,
Yes.
and we're moving into live testing with our community. So what we call stagenet. You see, so let's get into that. So right now, I'm going to open up the wallet. So we have, it's not a beautiful wallet in the sense of appearances, but it is kind of amazing in how it operates. So there are two things going on. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the testnet. It's already running.
All right.
Just
Let it.
it's on here. Okay, yeah, this is my wallet, and not this. Yeah, this one. Okay, so over here I have a full node running. So this is the full node of the test network blockchain. You could see this, right, with the matrix.
I will tell you now that on the stream it's difficult to see, but I make an extra recording which will get everything. So the highlight video will definitely see all of it.
All right, perfect. So right here we have, I'm connected to 10 different nodes.
Yeah.
There's probably 30 nodes on the testing network.
All right.
And on the left side I have a command line wallet. So and then over here I have the graphical wallet. You see, so right now the condition of the project, the protocol of the network is completed. We're going through final testing to make sure it's working perfect in the wild. So I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to write now what are the things that you can do with this blockchain. Okay. Number one, you could create an account. So you can authenticate an account with the blockchain, decentralized way, right? This is all happening in the blockchain.
Yeah.
So you create your account. Number two, you can list an item for sale. Number three, you can purchase an item. You can leave feedback. So after you bought an item, you could give feedback directly on that purchase that you made in the blockchain. You see that?
Yes.
Number five, you could create a price oracle. So you can link the item for sale to the price oracle. So everything is denominated, all offers are denominated in SAFEX, SAFEX cash. That's the proof of work mineable cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
And it's designed with the principles that I determined earlier of equality. So you could mine these with a CPU. The block reward doesn't start high. It increases over time. So what happens in most proof of work cryptocurrency
Yes.
All other cryptocurrencies, Litecoin, Monero, I don't know what other ones out there, proof of work mineable, Litecoin, Monero, those are the bigger ones out there. They're dying. People are mining and getting zilch for mining those coins because all the coins were collected 6 years ago, 7 years ago. So if you're getting into mining those coins, I promise you're not going to have a good time. But if you get into something new that is favoring people finding out a little bit later than the first day, then it's cool. And realize that this is now 2 years in the mining. It'll be the second year of mining. I'm going to pull up the, while we're on the subject of the mining of the SAFEX cash.
Yes.
I'm going to pull up, if you see this, this is the SAFEX cash emission curve. So if you look at Bitcoin, the emission curve is starting out, it is going rapidly up.
Rapidly up and then slow, and then it decreases also rapidly, and then it becomes flat.
Exactly. So if you're not first, I'll pull up. This is the emission curve. This is the emission curve of the Bitcoin. So if you're not there before if you're not there before any time.
Basically 1 month ago. 1 month ago.
Yeah, 1 month ago. But I want to say, if you weren't there in 2014, half of all the money is not with you.
Yeah.
You had no shot at getting it.
Yeah.
So the rate. Look at this. The rate of adoption of technology. Okay. The rate of adoption. The innovation curve, right? So, diffusion of innovations, right? You have, everybody knows this, you have the early adopters, early majority, late majority laggards.
Yeah.
So the design of Bitcoin distribution is give everything to the first people and enslave the rest of the world. That's what Bitcoin emission curve is trying to pull off.
Interesting
right
thesis.
And what we did now with SAFEX Cash, we don't want to cannibalize the community with only the first people, the few who find out about it in the worst time possible.
Yes.
Instead, we increase as people are finding out. You see? So we become Bitcoin in year 7 in terms of distributing. We don't even become as egregious as Bitcoin is, or Litecoin, or Monero, or any of these other proof of work cryptocurrencies. We do the Jeff Bezos approach: get rich over time. You see, we let the money supply inflate over time as people get into it. So we don't start the first 4 years with a massive Great Depression, and then, having this perpetual depressions in our economy. You see what I mean?
Let me ask you a couple of questions. Does it mean that SAFEX Cash has an infinite amount of coins?
No, it doesn't. We have a finite amount at 1 billion after 20 years.
Okay, but it just means that instead of a decreasing block reward, you are going to increase the block reward, and the last 4 years you're going to find 50% of all the tokens, basically something like that.
The last 13 years. So
yes.
It's not like half now, half later. It's S-curve. So we're accelerating as people are finding about SAFEX mining. You are not late. You see what I mean? You have a whole 7 years to be late to mining SAFEX Cash.
Yes.
And very few people will want to do this model because it doesn't reward you for inventing and then mining the hell out of it.
Yeah, and at the start, it doesn't give you instant instant pleasure, basically. You have to wait.
Yeah, you would say instant gratification for sure, but that's exactly it. So if you're learning about this now, you're actually better off than last year if you're into mining.
Yeah.
You see? But I I couldn't take advantage of you by releasing it last year, holding out on talking about it,
Yeah.
mining the hell out of it, and then dumping it on you later.
Yeah.
You see, it's not what I was interested in being a part of. That's why I realized this problem and tried to solve it. And time has still proven it wrong. It has time hasn't proven it wrong yet. You see?
Yeah, sure. It's an interesting one.
Yeah. So then, we also on SAFEX.org, a few days ago we released a plug-and-play SAFEX Cash cryptocurrency mining software.
Cool.
So there's a whole tutorial on SAFEX.org on the parts you need, which are ordinary computer parts you can find at any off-the-shelf CPU. This is the strongest one, bang for the buck. And then you install our SAFEX Cash operating system, SFX OS. And then you have a headless, just CPU, motherboard, and RAM. You plug this onto a USB drive, plug it into this setup, and you'll be mining SAFEX Cash plug and play.
It seems good. And then the coin is going to be mainly used for the marketplace that you develop with it.
Yeah. So now we bounce right back to the marketplace. So we have this GUI. So I'm going to open one of my existing wallets. All right. I'm logging into my existing wallet. It's not beautiful at all because I'm just only focusing on functionality, and we have the beauty in the shop at the moment.
Yeah, I get it.
Basically, you have receive your coins here. You can send cash, send tokens. Now you have market. So I click this market button, and wow, that took a little while to load, but every single one of these products are stored in the blockchain, and we pulled them out of the blockchain. So there is no censorship on the blockchain.
No, yes.
Whatever people want to post, they post it.
And let me ask a question about this marketplace with the pricing mechanism. You mentioned a Oracle.
Yes.
Can you connect it to a traditional fiat currency and the price is updated in SAFEX Cash?
Exactly. So what you would do is I typed in. So I didn't put the Oracle creation in the graphical user interface yet, but it's in the command line. And if you're looking at my screen, you can see that it's called a price peg at the moment. You see?
Yeah.
So you have price peg. You can create it. You can tell it which currency, and you can automatically update that price peg in real time, block by block. So you'd have another service. You can provide a price peg to the community, and people can link their offer to a price peg. You see?
Yes.
So then, if the price peg is updated, your offer will reflect that conversion into SAFEX Cash price, right?
Beautiful. That sounds really good,
Yeah.
because that's often the problem. If you, I don't know if you remember the service. What was the name again? Something with the market, bit market. It's gone now. It doesn't exist anymore. They priced. No, it's very old. I don't really.
Okay.
I don't really remember. It was. I don't think it was an IO website. But what it did was it allowed people to sell goods for bitcoins. I was using that service to buy anonymous masks. And then, by the time that those got delivered, the price of Bitcoin was completely different, because this was in 2013, and the problem for the people making those advertisements is that basically every day they had to relist all their goods because all the prices changed.
So knowing that, we also, if we flip back to the So
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
dump all those Bitcoins on the people, they're going to cause a lot of fluctuation in the price because from day to day, they're just dumping or pumping. You see what I mean?
Yes, yes,
but
yes.
if you trickle in the supply of money over time, it's much easier to have linear growth rather than, and people might say, but we want an exponential growth, right? But that doesn't prevent long-term exponential growth. But you get there not every 4 years with the pump. You get there all the time as people buy goods.
Yes, yes.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't have pump and dump. You just have a growth. You don't have this 4 years of depression and 1 year of pumping, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's also causing people not to be merchants. So here, with this in mind, you have market forces and you have a mechanism for pegging to make an oracle.
And now I think
that's covered.
Now I have a third problem, and that is I had too many Coronas today. I'm also drinking all the time when people donate. I am looking for the right word. The amount of transactions that the blockchain can process, is it variable? Can you increase the scaling?
The block limit is scaling limit. So it's taking the average of the last 100 blocks to determine the capacity. You see, so it's the average of the last 100 blocks plus some percentage. So you can fill up further.
Yeah.
In addition to that percentage, and just keep growing the block capacity depending on demand. You see? So that's covered also.
Sounds good, Daniel. Sounds good.
So then you have this merchant screen where you can, select, edit your account, your username. You can see my avatar is there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see here, I didn't put an avatar, so it's not parsing out the avatar. But then I could also make a new offer. You see, I could this will become more elaborate, with different, more images, more complexity to the description. But, by default, I could put available quantity 10, description, this is Yoshi bobblehead. How about that?
I like it.
Yeah, title, Yoshi bobblehead. And then we do a list offer. Oh, I got some error. Why did I get an error? Let me try.
I don't have a wobblehead, Daniel. That's why.
Yeah, I didn't have enough. I get some error. Let me see here. Do I have a balance? No, I don't have any balance.
I accidentally canceled the call. Oh damn. Sorry guys. I accidentally pressed the end call button.
Oh, okay. No worries. We're still on.
We're still on, yes, for sure. We're still 100% on.
Let me just see if I can use this wallet where I have funds, because I want to get.
Yeah. Show me a listing.
This one might not work. Yeah.
So just to give a short summary about SFX, you started out as a token on the Bitcoin core blockchain. You have now moved towards your own blockchain. This has ended at the end of last year. And since basically the end of May 2020, which is just 1 week ago, you have now launched a test net marketplace.
We've had the testnet on for about 4 months.
Okay.
Now we're wrapping that up and getting a community test. Like, we had a closed testing.
Yeah.
Now we're moving into more open testing.
Cool. Okay. No, just to get the timeline and all the achievements.
Exactly. Just let me try this one more time. I didn't prepare. Just wanted to be in the raw. If you know what I mean.
No, good. I will tell you, Daniel, that. Oh. No, I have the CEO. You might like my next guest as well. The CEO of bitmymoney.com just contacted me. Are you ready? I said no. I'm still in my chat. So, but don't worry about that. We have it.
We got enough time to.
Plenty, and there is no stress. Don't worry about it at all.
Yeah. So, yeah, everything is kind of in active development. So, there's definitely. I'll just give you an example. Before we got on, I was talking to our lead developer, and I had to remind him not to restart the testnet to 6.7 before the presentation. You know?
Oh yeah. Otherwise, all the test items would be gone now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just a little ironic. So if things are going, you know, things are like actively. So now. Sorry, the listening didn't get through.
Doesn't matter. No. That's the beauty of it.
Doesn't matter.
It is a process of learning.
Also, yeah. See, this just broke on me. Let me run it one more time.
Sure. Okay. Now, what I like about what you're telling me is the fact that because a lot of these people that develop their own marketplace, let's call it like that, they are then so full of their own idea that they forget that 99% of the people run their economy in a different currency than the one that they are building their marketplace on. And what I like about this oracle that you include is that you allow people and you give the people the freedom to basically change the value of whatever they want to receive to SAFEX cash. Or, yeah, SAFEX cash, SFX.
Yeah. That's exactly
because
right.
I can say I want to receive 2 barrels of oil, right? And then you can pool the feed of 2 barrels of oil in whatever currency and convert that to SAFEX cash.
You could even connect the 2 barrels of oil feed directly to an oracle of how much is a barrel of oil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that was the thing I wanted to brush upon. If you look on some of the items, you know, every jurisdiction in the world is different, right? You can't have one size fits all for everything, right? So imagine the case of like N95 masks, which were banned from every single online major retailer. You know, you would be able to sell them on a thing like on a SAFEX marketplace. You see, like, the system is being developed out of necessity and out of observation of the space and what actually gives it value, which is using it for everyday activity. You see?
Yeah.
So,
and you know, you could create even a connection with big marketplaces like Amazon or whatever, and pull everything that's on there on a SAFEX cash marketplace.
That's the thing. If you are trading on Amazon, you should be in parallel trading on the SAFEX market. You see?
Yeah. I get it.
You have no reason not to. You will still win from that, right?
For sure. Yes.
What's the difference if you're selling in parallel? All you'll need to do is update your inventory on either one of the platforms, right?
Yeah.
Also, I tried to get this staking token, but there's, as you can see, a small glitch I'll need to address. The point is, it's just a visual glitch. But the point is that the token, this marketplace, is taking a 5% fee from every transaction. But that fee, not from a normal send transaction, it's from using the marketplace mechanism transaction, right? If someone buys a good, you know, you might think, why have fees? But that incentive is there to proliferate this marketplace and to continue its development and all that stuff. But if you compare that to other marketplaces, they are, you know, all as much as 45% of the listing fee of the listing price, for example, on Amazon. And so Amazon is cutting you at the knees with fees, and they're selling against you and doing everything they can to undermine your business. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that can't happen in SAFEX because it's a platform. You see what I mean? So yeah. And another really important aspect is when you're paid on Amazon, you actually have to wait to actually get processed to get paid, right?
Yeah.
So in crypto, if you're paid on this system, you're actually getting paid
in your wallet at this very same second.
that very moment. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, you could see all the commands in the wallet. Is you can create your new account, you can recover, you have your own unique signing keys for your account.
Daniel, let me ask you now. Now you're going into public testing. How do you see the future?
We're gonna launch this as soon as public testing comes back to us that everything is cool. We're going into live. So we're gonna give it a month on public testing, and keep in mind we spent 4 months testing internally with about 20 people.
Yeah.
Because every week or two we had a new version fixing some problem or something, but now we don't really have any problems in terms of the blockchain working. Only issues we have are getting this GUI working properly.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Just getting all these elements in place is all that remains for us to move forward. So
it sounds very interesting, Daniel. I think we should do this again soon.
Yeah, when we're on testnet, it would be totally cool to let people download this wallet and buy some Yoshi bobbleheads or something, Yeah. But yeah, it's a great timing for us. We've been on it for about 2 years. We've had a lot of different strategies how to get to the finish line, but here we are at the finish line.
Yeah.
With highly dedicated people involved on it.
Yeah.
So that's why it has become a reality.
Cool stuff, mate. And I think the timing is pretty good. I mean, who's going out shopping today, right? I mean, we are all going to shop online.
The irony is, in fact, that is an irony.
Now,
that e-commerce has become like the new normal,
Yeah. It's not all bad.
But regardless, you want a system like this one that, lets you, that is liberating. You can't be stuck in, no offense to Bitcoin, no offense to Amazon, you know what I mean? Like, these are all cornerstone objects, but we gotta move on and innovate. And, you can't be stuck,
I'm definitely, I still have a bag full of Liberland sand, Daniel. I went to Liberland last September and I took some sand.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, the marketplace that was promised by me by a team of developers that didn't keep it never happened. So I still have a lot of Liberland sand. I'm now creating that into necklaces. So
I would definitely buy one of those on the SAFEX market.
We are in the process of creating all those Liberland necklaces. So who knows? If I got it, then I think I will sell it exclusively on your platform.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I think I would like to do that.
And I think I did a good job of making this system completely open and democratic. I don't really have any massive advantage over anybody else.
You couldn't just steal my funds if I still. No, sorry for that comment.
I have a whole bag full of coach bags. I got about 20 of them, brand new coach bags, made for retail, the latest style. I bought them on a big discount in a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And for example, I'm going to the market with, you know, also some interesting products. You know what I mean?
Cool stuff, yeah.
And the future that I envision for SAFEX and the project is merchandising. Just going out there, finding what people like, and listing it on the SAFEX marketplace exclusively. And this will drive massive adoption because no offense to all of us, but, you know, I'm a computer geek, but crypto being for the computer geeks exclusively will never help us.
No, true. Oh, very true.
You know what I mean?
Hey, and now I got a final question for tonight.
Yeah.
If I don't have any SAFEX, would I still be able to buy anything there?
No, you must have SAFEX cash.
So I couldn't.
Remember,
there's not gonna be a connection with any kind of credit card system that automatically transfers to SAFEX or something like that.
That could emerge. But personally, I don't have any plans to do that. But for example, on excalibra.com,
yeah,
the exchange that I built to for performance and stuff like that, but also, you know, SAFEX has a safe home in Excalibra. The point is that you could buy Bitcoin there with a credit card, and you could buy SAFEX Cash with that Bitcoin. But also, we're looking into getting SAFEX Cash listed for credit card directly. But you would still need to spend the SAFEX Cash on.
Yeah, okay, but people don't have to know that they're spending that. That's more my point.
Yeah, but a third party would definitely be able to facilitate that.
Yeah, I get it.
And,
nice.
But absolutely, you want to use SAFEX Cash because of the privacy, you know, and you don't want to, even you're using a credit card, you're using a third-party provider, you're giving up all your info.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're doing millions in crypto, oh man, you want to protect yourself any way you can, because it's not like banking, right?
Yeah.
It's banking, you could call them, they could reverse it and everything. Crypto is not that way. So
yeah, you're as the payer, you're very weak.
Yeah, you are to be attacked, you know?
Yeah.
So you want to lower your threat layer as much as you can. So, yeah, man, this is it.
Cool stuff, Daniel. Cool stuff. I really hope to be able to sell my sand one day there, you know, and
I mean, it's got to be soon. It's got to be, you know, in 2 months live, you know, like in a month we can announce the final date and when it goes into play, and then a month from that date we set it could be live, you know, with the hard fork on the blockchain.
Let me ask you the final question. Sorry, because it's a little bit of a detour, but I mentioned before our chat started, I told my community that you are, with Excalibra, the only player that offers a direct connection with the dinar. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah.
So yes, Excalibra operated to establish a gateway in Serbia. So because I've been in Serbia 4 years of my life. Right now I'm in USA, but because of Corona, I couldn't travel back to Serbia.
Yeah.
Probably a few more weeks before I could get there. But the point is that because we're there, we're big supporters of Liberland and the ecosystem. Serbia being a close friend to Liberland, and crypto being the top element in our world. Why not make the dinar trading directly for, we have it for Bitcoin, SAFEX tokens, SAFEX Cash, and Ethereum.
Yeah.
So you could be a Serbian and deposit your dinars, or withdraw them, put your crypto, trade your crypto. You could do the whole round trip with dinars there direct. And we're the exchange is on CoinMarketCap. It has the dinar listed, reflecting the prices of Bitcoin, another national currency in the family.
Cool. Daniel, great.
Yeah.
We're gonna end it. I'm gonna watch back the highlight video myself, because to be quite frank, I had too many drinks to grasp all of it at once. But it sounds amazing, guy, and you're making great steps. And I really wish you all the best in the next couple of months. Hopefully, no bullshit, no nonsense comes up, and it's gonna be for real, like 100% real. This year sounds good.
Yes, it's never been closer, and a lot of bullshit to get here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
thanks a lot, Daniel.
Opportunity, man, to talk so openly and candidly about what I'm so passionate about.
Again, thanks for doing it as well. I mean, it's mutual, so but it works both ways.
Yeah. So talk to you later, and hello to everybody, and to keep tuning in.
Yeah. I hope next time I'll have an even better computer, so we have a better setup. But it was
this was awesome.
It was a lot of fun like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay then.
It was part of the strategy.
All right.
All right, dude. I let you go.
All right, man.
See you later.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Daniel Dabek, everybody. Daniel Dabek from SAFEX and Excalibra. We're going right in.